It's time to start a new city, but not like you've ever seen. We're going completely backwards. Biggest buildings first. I got this recommendation to go with signature buildings only. I think that's a great idea. Now, I don't want to hinder the growth of my new city, but I'll go as far as I can by keeping residents in signature buildings only. And we already have a signature building with over 3,000 residents in the city. So what's going on here? Well, this city was actually part of an experiment where I made a city using only one building for the residents. I thought I would tear it down and start fresh for this video, but I've decided to keep it and continue using the islands for our first buildings. But before we start plopping down signature buildings, we need infrastructure, starting with industry, and I need to make sure pollution from the industry doesn't blow into the city. So I'm purchasing 3 tiles further away, and I will use these as my main industrial area. Also, in an effort to get ahead of all the truck traffic that will come, I'm giving this massive industrial zone its own connection to the highway. As for the rest of the traffic, I'm going to bring it all to this point, and this is where Sims can transfer from their cars to ferries that will take them to their signature residencies. I'm gonna go ahead and add some bus routes running from each end of the map, bringing Sims directly to the new ferry terminal. Since I have access to rail, we might as well build a central station right beside the ferry terminal. I do plan to launch this city with a fully functional metro system, so I'll put this station down as a placeholder, although I'm not sure this location is going to work out. I want to make a capital area, and per the lore, this will serve as the region's capital city. Although the real seat of power will always be at City Hall in Swervin Island, the new capital will work better logistically to host dignitaries and diplomats. I've decided to add parking garages to give Sims a place to keep their vehicle. Also, I've added a bus stop that runs directly to the ferry terminal from the parking garages. I noticed in my one building playthrough that I used a ton of parking, so I expect the same mechanics to play out here, and I bet this gets expanded pretty quickly. Alright, it's finally time to start placing buildings on our islands. And we're going to start with the biggest, the Silver Dragon, a building that holds over 5,000 Sims. Okay, we're almost ready to launch the city. But first I need to hook up ferry service as well as the metro, and this metro station is not going to work out where it's located. I'm trying to keep the station as close to the ferry terminal as possible, and this is as good as I can get. And I'm gonna jump ahead, and here's a look at the finished ferry and metro systems. I'm not really happy with how the ferry system turned out, but I'm ready to get things going, so I'll keep what I have for now. I'll be using a coal plant to power the city to start, and here's a look at my water and sewage setup. A single groundwater pumping station and sewage outlet. Now to get garbage to these islands, I'm going to use a tunnel network to move trucks around the map. I'm placing French crematoriums as my death care solution, and let's get some trees in here. I'll add just a bit of office, commercial, and industrial zoning to get things started. Alright, I think it's time to press play on Coral City. Not long after starting, it looks like we're gonna need another coal plant. I'll go nuclear eventually, but until then we'll add coal plants when necessary. And we'll upgrade the water system with another pump and outlet. We're in the hole pretty bad on our monthly balance, and I've got about 20 million left in the bank, so we've got to find a way to get this city profitable before we run out of money. I'll start by raising taxes to 12% for commercial, industrial, and office, and I'm gonna chase the demand bar a bit here to capture more tax revenue. So I'm already violating the rule of keeping residents in signature buildings, but I can say our signature buildings have set the tone for the city, and I'll try to keep that spirit alive throughout the city's life. Now I ran into an issue. I built this new neighborhood right on top of land with heavy ground pollution, so I'll have to work around that for a while before that land is usable. Okay, light residential demand is taken care of, and I see demand for high density residential is full, so it's time to add another signature building, but this time it will be over here on the mainland, and I'll use traditional roads for its connection. But before that, I want to go ahead and expand our parking. We've gained a few thousand residents, but I need more industrial demand. It's time to put down some mining, drilling, and farming. I'll harvest the resource that I need the most based off of the deficit, and I'll try to eliminate the deficit completely and even produce a surplus to help out with our budget situation. I think that's enough industry for now. Let's work on this demand bar and add some more signature buildings. Checking in on the budget, we are slowly gaining ground to becoming profitable, in part to our surplus that we are now generating from resources. But we are running out of time because I have just under 6 million before the city is out of money, so we need to close the gap fast. With a couple of million to spare, Coral City is now profitable. The city has pulled through an incredibly aggressive start with endgame services and buildings right out of the gate, and now the city is in prime position to explode onto the scene and become one of the region's hot new destinations. Here's a look at Coral City.
Are you listening? I've been ballin' since a kid. I ain't
Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.